What's going on, everybody? Disassembly back with another video. And y'all are tuned in to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a while, man. For the people that are already subscribed, I thank y'all for just sticking in there with me, just holding out. I know I've been gone for a while. And my time away, I had to take a little break, get my spirit back right, get my mind back right, actually get my body right. I'd actually injured myself while being in the gym, working out a little bit too hard, kind of overextending my body and stuff like that. So I did a couple of things out the ordinary to recover quicker.
Treatment completed.
How was it?
Woo, man, that's cold, but it's cold.
I spent that time with the Lord, just really just doing a gut check, a spirit check on myself, and just see where I was at, checking my temperature. To be honest, I had got into a little funk. I was down, I was depressed for a little while, and I really didn't know why. And so I needed to really get that whole thing situated out. Took a small break from social media, just creating content. And now I'm back, I'm recharged, and I'm back to give y'all some more new content, some new flavor. As you can see, I've been busy branding, Let me give you a tour. What you see behind me is my new logo. This is my personal brand logo, so get used to it. You're gonna see it often. It's always gonna be around. And if you follow me on my other social media platforms, you know I like to end my videos with a quick motivate, 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 motivate. So that's what the M stands for. The M stands for motivate. As you can see here, the lettering is actually Japanese, and it spells out motivate in Japanese. Crown, of course, symbolizes God, divineness, spirituality, and the 4 represents creation or seasons or directions. So I'm spiritually directing y'all into motivation, being motivated for your purpose to go out and create in every season of your life. So that's a quick update for everybody that's subscribed, that's been locked in, that's been waiting on me to drop new stuff. For the people who are new to the channel, this is your first time seeing me, this is your first time viewing my channel, I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for real. I salute you, and I pray that you go ahead and you hit that subscribe button, because it's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna come. It's gonna be here to help you. Like I said, I'm here to just motivate people, just give people that push, that drive to keep going, to go and accomplish what they've been called to do in life, to find a purpose. I'm a certified life coach, a Christian life coach. That's what I do. I'm here to just transform people's lives. By the grace of God, I'm here to lead souls back to the kingdom. That's my sole purpose. That's my mission. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. This is not an introductory video. This is the first video of how the channel is going to go from here on out. And this one is entitled Fear Isn't a Factor. So to start the video off, we're talking about fear. But what is fear exactly? What is the definition of fear? Fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain, or a threat. So what I like about that definition is you hear that it says it's an unpleasant emotion that's caused by the belief. Fear is not something that is physical. It's not something that's tangible. It's not something that is just given to you. It is something that is made up in your mind. So with that being said, we come to our first checkpoint. Checkpoint number 1. Know what fear is. And by knowing what fear is, it eliminates the bondage or the chains that it has upon you. So if I'm gonna break it down, well, let me break it down into an acronym. I'm pretty sure some of y'all have heard this before. Fear. False evidence appearing real. So my apostle, he was the first person that ever said that to me. He was the first person that ever told me that false evidence appearing real is all that fear is. And by definition, it already said that fear is something that is caused in the mind, the emotion. It's an emotion. So if you're emotionally tethered to something that's causing you pain or causing you discomfort, that means that it is not real. It's an illusion. It's a false. It's a facade. You have to know what it is. And once you know what it is, that makes it easier to go ahead and go about attacking that particular thing. Once you know what fear is itself, then it comes to checkpoint number 2, pinpoint where that fear came from. So let's say you have a personal fear of heights, or you have a personal fear of dogs, but it had to have come from somewhere. It had to have started at some point in your life. Fear heights, maybe you fell from off top of the roof. Fear dogs, maybe you got chased by dogs when you was a kid. I know when I was little, I got chased by a pit bull puppy, but it never really took my love away from dogs, because I really love dogs so much that, that can never mess me up. But I had a certain fear of getting bit by dogs for sure. But once you take time to evaluate, why are you afraid of this one particular thing in your life? You got to think back to, okay, where exactly did this thing start? What happened to me, or when did this thing happen to me that made me develop this particular emotion, this particular memory in my mind that kept me in a place of just being so fearful? And once you know what it is, once you know where it came from, that brings us to checkpoint number 3, disassemble that fear. So when I say disassemble that fear, that means break it down to the simplest level. That means what happened. Know what happened. What type of situation did you put yourself in? What type of situation did somebody else put you in that caused you to develop that fear? Now, once you know the factors of what happened, now you can say, okay, that would have never happened had this not happened. Or I would never have had this emotion in my mind, or this block telling me that I'm scared of this, or I'm afraid of this, or I can't go forward because it just cripples me on the inside mentally, because I was subjected to something that caused it. In Psalms 27:1, the Bible says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation, so why should I be afraid?" That means God is your protective barrier. Like, He's your covering. His grace is upon your life. Imagine that you're in the palm of God's hands, right? Being that you're so snug and completely safe in His hand, when trouble, destruction, and whatever else comes your way, God does this. He encloses you in His fist, and He keeps you there safe. He protects you. You're protected. So if God is your light, God is your salvation, there's no reason for you to have any type of fear. There's nothing that should cripple you. There's nothing that should be a boulder to you. There's nothing that should chain you and keep you from going forward. You got to know that fear is nothing. It was not given to you. It is not a part of your design. It is not your truth. For 2 Timothy 1:7 says, God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. That means He's giving you the power to stand boldly against those fears. He's giving you the love to push directly through those fears, and He's giving you the self-control to know that it is not real, it is false. Think about the new Spider-Man movie, right? If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it already, but time has passed, so you should have seen it by now. Mysterio used illusions, stuff that tricked the mind to make people think certain things were going on when they weren't. Like Spider-Man thinking that Mary Jane got threw off the top of a building. Or him jumping, trying to catch her, and ends up hitting the ground. Or him about to hit Mysterio and actually punches a wall. God has given us power, love, and a sound mind to be able to fight our way or sense our way through fear. Because fear is not an emotion that we are born with. It is an emotion that is developed through our thoughts. Which brings me to our next checkpoint. Checkpoint number 4. Gather the strength to overcome that fear. I'll give you another Bible scripture. Psalms 112:7. They do not fear bad news. They confidently trust the Lord to care for them. That means you got to muster up all the strength on the inside of you, all of your mental toughness to get yourself out of that fear. Get yourself out of being stuck. Get yourself out of being crippled. Get yourself out of being damaged, because, like I said, it is all up here. You just have to muscle up everything that you have, all of the willpower that you have in here, or in your spirit directly, and just get through that thing. Get over that thing. It's time to overcome those fears. It's time to come out of bondage. It's time to come out of slavery, y'all. If you allow fear to stop you from going forth and chasing after your dreams, going out there, getting the job that you always wanted, going out there, creating the business that you were supposed to create, writing the book or speaking to that person that you secretly admire, telling them, hey, I got feelings for you, or hey, I notice you, or hey, I wish you would notice me. It's time to come out of that fear. And once you've done that, checkpoint number 5, be free of the bondage of fear. Be free. Go out, celebrate getting over your fears. Like me, I'll give you a personal story. When I first came into the military back in 2010, I had a fear of going downrange. And I actually signed up during wartime. Everybody just kept saying, oh, you're going to go downrange. You're going to end up going downrange. You're going to end up going to Iraq. You're going to end up going to Afghanistan. You know, it's popping over there. You know, things are going bad over there. Just everybody's propaganda messed me up. Like, in my head, I was just so fearful, so afraid. I was like, oh, my God, like, I don't want to get deployed. I don't want to go downrange. But then the unit that I was in, a deployment came down, and they were asking for volunteers. They was like, all right, who wants to go on this deployment? We're going to Iraq for a year. And without thought, without even second guessing it, I was like, in my head, I said that the only way to overcome this fear of going downrange is to actually go. So I raised my hand. Crazy, right? I raised my hand for the one thing that I was scared of. And you know what? Went down there. Now, I won't say things didn't happen. A lot of things did happen. I didn't see anybody get killed or anything like that, but I can't say that for other people on other FOBs. You know, God rest their souls. The people who were affected, the people that are still affected to this day. But the only way that I was able to overcome my fear was to go deep into it, go to the root of my fear. Hey, and I faced it, and I came back. I made it back, you know. A lot of people can't say that they were able to do that. And the only reason why I did is only by the grace of God. It's nothing that I could have done, but it was God's saving grace that brought me back home, brought me back to my family. And like I said, I pray for the families of people who did not make it back home. I pray over the souls of my fallen brothers and sisters in arms. But like I said, you gotta overcome your fears. You gotta be free of the bondage, you know. Get to the root of it. Know what fear is. Pinpoint where it came from in your life, the starting point. Disassemble, break that thing down into the simplest form that it can be to figure out what this fear is that's keeping you chained up. Once you've done that, gather the strength to overcome that fear and then be free. Be free. But I thank y'all for rocking with me. I thank y'all for tuning in, watching this video. I hope y'all stay to the end. If you stay to the end, you a real one. And if not, then I guess we never know. But I love y'all. You already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, this is the way that my channel is about to go from here on out. I like doing these sit downs and being able to talk to y'all. And I want to be more spiritual. I want to be more transformational. I want to be more motivational. In my speaking when it comes down to speaking towards y'all into your lives and hopefully pushing you to go out there and do things that you never thought that you could do. But until next time, I'll see y'all on the next video. I love y'all. Peace.
Lions, tigers, bears, oh my. Lions, tigers, bears, oh my. Better watch out cause it's rough on this side.